Mark Red Larson here for the Dreamcatcher podcast. Thank you for joining us. Today, my guest is, I mean, you're just such an awesome Philip Ewan. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Philip, for joining us. How are you doing today? I'm without words.
Hey, doing fantastic, Mark. I appreciate you having me on this, as your guest. I love you a lot, man. I love your vibe. I'm doing fantastic, man. How are you?
I'm doing great too. This is like we were talking earlier. I mean, I don't know how many years I've kind of known of you, but this getting to talk to you, your vibe is so awesome. I'm pumped. I was out without words, which usually doesn't happen with me. No, I'm doing great. So you're in Utah. So how's everything in Utah today?
Hey, Utah's good. I love Utah. It's good. It's all right. It just needs to make up its mind. Spring.
Yeah, I hear you on that too.
So hopefully everybody's safe and many blessings to everybody that's having some hard times with the floods. But where I'm at, it's not affecting me or nothing like that. So until it gets warm.
So you probably have a lot of snow there yet?
Yeah, tons actually, Mark. Tons. More than they've seen, I guess, in 1983 when they had these big town and Main Street and downtown Salt Lake City. So I was 1 year old at the time in California. No idea, but I'm seeing clips. It was pretty crazy.
So do you ski or snowboard or
snowboard? Not as much. Just once in a while when I can get some time and get up there to the mountain and the lift and But I'll snowboarding. I guess not. Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Yeah, I hear you. I've never done that. I actually did the other day. I did water yoga on a board, kind of like a paddle board, and crashed and burned on that. So I can't imagine doing. Oh my gosh. I think I better stick with not doing that. Yeah, exactly. Very much. So you started out. I mean, you were originally from Long Beach, California. So how did you get to Salt Lake?
Yeah, so originally from Long Beach, California. So it was I would say 90, 91. My parents decided to move. It was very hard times at that time, I guess, out there in California with a bunch of crazy stuff. The streets are pretty much on fire, just right.
Yeah,
it was very young age. My parents were like, no, this is not gonna fly, So they moved. We moved, and of course I had no choice.
Right. Yeah, at that age, yeah.
The only really thing I miss now, though, is moving from there is the ocean. Some good food probably out there in the fashion maybe, but Utah's good. So I got a family out here.
No.
So
go ahead. So you have family, kids?
I do. Yeah. I got 4 kids actually, 3 girls.
Oh wow.
1 boy. Yeah. So it's kind of
keep you busy there.
It's been a great blessing though. It's changed my life 360 degrees. So.
Yeah. No, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, the boy's the last though. I didn't think I was gonna have the boy, so.
Kept trying this. You never know.
That was it. That's when we cut it off though. No more. So we got.
Okay. So So what you do today? I mean, we were kind of talking before the podcast. We're both kind of on the same page with positivity, and what got you? I mean, we were talking that you were on the cover of Success magazine in the past. So what got you to today? What was the impetus that really got this whole thing that you do today started?
Wow! This is going to be deep, my friend. This is
awesome.
There was a hard time in my life. So my mom passed away in 2015.
Oh, so, I'm sorry.
So it was like, hey, that was probably the hardest thing. I mean, you go on with your life thinking you're gonna always see that person, right? And the day comes, and it's your mom, and that's when things just really started becoming more into scope. Like, okay, the way things just kind of went was this too soon, right? Too soon, too young, too soon. it could have been, prevented. I don't know. Your health is your wealth, like they say, kind of. But
Amen.
that's
Yeah.
where my mind kind of started understanding. Okay, I got kids. Okay, I'm getting older.
Yep. Yep. I
Yeah,
yep. I definitely hear you on
it
that
could
one.
be my last day. So that,
None of us know.
that's
Yeah.
when I started kind of getting more into the whole mindset. Motivation, because for the first year after she passed away, I was miserable. I wake up just tears in my eyes,
Yeah.
try to go to work. You'll see something
Yep.
that reminds you of your mom, and you just break down. But what kind of pulled me out of there also was the field I was in. I was doing customer service, so I was seeing, the
Okay.
30 to 40 customers out the week, and they'll open up, they'll see it, hey, are you okay? Hey, Phil, what's going on?
Right.
Hey, I'm good. My mom passed away, and they're like, instantly, I just start bawling, and they're like, oh.
I understand
And some
that.
of these
Yeah.
people are great. They're there. I can, lay my head on their shoulder and like, hey, man, don't worry. I had so and so pass away,
Yeah.
and they'll tell me their story, and I'll feel so much better, not alone, right? And that's when I started
Yeah.
realizing you really got to kind of open up. You got to really kind of be humble,
You
and
do.
kind of put the ego away, and not so be a tough guy,
Yep. Right.
hold it
Right.
all
Yeah.
in. But yeah, that's where it kind of started going into more like I got to value my time more, because in the past
Yep.
I was just kind of careless, work mad hours, and barely see the kids when I
Yeah.
come home. Time I get through
Yeah. Oh yeah.
bed, or you got the food in the belly ready to, start the night and go to bed all
Yep.
over. So it was kind of like, man, what am I
Yep.
doing with my life? I'm missing it.
Yeah.
So that's when things started
Yep.
shifting really, um, towards the whole leadership and motivation, and the success.
Okay.
Whole deal with the whole magazine. It was just like, wow, this guy literally didn't have to take anything or do anything to self-medicate himself to kind of come out a really deep, part of his life, that what
Right.
happened. But that's when I just started, just kind of started focusing. I never really read books, and that's when I started reading books.
Mm-hmm. Has a way of
New
changing
skills,
things.
you know. So
Yep. Yep.
yeah, so
No.
that's where it kind of just started my journey, I guess, to really realize that your time is very valuable, and you take it
Yep.
seriously out here. And if you're just educated that more in school about entrepreneur and, maybe investments, more about like your value,
Amen.
family, hey, be more creative. When you get an F, you're not a bad person. You just, now you know what to do next time, but they
You
pressure
do.
that on you so bad that like it's a grade, and then you grow up thinking I got to get a good grade, instead of, take the failure
Yep.
as a lesson and then build off of that.
Yeah. It is. It's part of the
It
process.
really is. It
So
really is. That's what I
yeah.
did with my mom. I just kind of took it and took it. Hey man, this is life. You're gonna live, you're gonna die one
Yeah.
day, but you gotta live. Live
Yep.
right now. Don't live in the past.
You
Don't
do.
live in the
Very, very
future.
much.
Live right now. And
Yes.
it's
Yes.
it's crazy because we always we wind that tape in our mind and go back and kind of sit there and think about the past, and drill on it maybe some
Keep
days, but
something.
that's when the
Yep.
mindset's got to kick in. That's
It
understand.
does. It really does. And you brought up a lot of good points there. I mean, we only have today, and I understand your journey. I lost my mom last year
Yeah.
to dementia, Alzheimer's, and
Peace.
then you know, it, and then my wife got advanced cancer in
Oh wow.
2015, and I thought I was going to lose her. I mean, the cancer ended up being everywhere except for her
Oh shit.
lungs, and if that doesn't give you clarity, nothing will. It's just
Tough.
so yeah, it basically started me on the journey to where I'm at right now, with her, and she beat it, but it was neither of us are the same after that. And actually, we both have said that it was a blessing because it woke us up to what is really truly important. Um, I think one of the hardest things was when I had to shave her head because the chemo was,
Absolutely.
it was just like I still remember that day, and then the day that because they thought she had colon cancer and they thought they'd gotten it all, and then they called back, which was not scheduled, and said we had to come in, and they had made a mistake
Wow.
and that it was advanced, and So we started doing the stuff we do today. Living for the moment, doing traveling, actually living, because we weren't really living before
Amen.
that.
Yeah.
So, but
Strong man, Mark. You're a strong man.
yeah, it just it is a gift because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today,
That's
and
right.
I hope my wife Cheryl doesn't ever. I mean, she's staying away from the cancer. She has to be tested about every 6 months to a year to make sure it's not coming back, but it is not. But
Good.
that's why I started dream catchers and all this stuff because, like you say, these people. Well, they always say some days, and it's just like some days don't usually
That's
occur.
right.
You know,
I had to learn that the hard
it's
way.
just or
I had to learn that the hard way.
yeah, it's
We'll save the bottle.
yeah,
We'll save the wine. Another day. No, no.
exactly. It's like no, do it
Today's a very
now.
good day.
So
If we're having a good moment, today's a day.
it
Today's a
is, and yeah, it's just you need to celebrate every day because it is a gift. I mean, it's the present, and that's why I think I gravitated to you because you have. I could just tell even before actually meeting you in person here, knew that you had that mindset. So it is. So okay, I took over there, and if you have questions for
no.
me,
You're.
ask. That's awesome too. So.
I love to.
But
Awesome.
but no, so that got you to that point. So what was after you got to that mindset? What was the next process that you
Hey,
did?
so
So how did you know where to
it,
start?
it doesn't stop there though, Mark. The story gets even
Right.
better, right?
Oh,
Oh
does
yeah.
it?
Right. So
Okay.
here I am.
Okay.
I'm in this beautiful house, right? I'm getting ready to buy it,
Right.
But long story short on this, I move in and we get comfortable, okay, right? We're calling it home
Right.
and
Right.
we got the paperwork going. We're getting ready to buy. And this is awesome. I'm
Cool.
stoked.
Yeah.
I got a good job. I'm happy. The money's coming in,
Right.
the hours are all right. But I'm okay. The kids are happy. They got what they need. There's food in the refrigerator. We got a nice house
Yep.
looking
Yep. Yep.
for. All right, man. Well, we get a letter saying, hey, we just sold the property.
Oh wow.
So we're okay. Well, my kid's birthday, my daughter's birthday is coming up in about a week. And the letter, you have
Right.
30 days to vacate.
Wow. So long too. Jeez. Yeah. I can't believe they
So
did
I was
that.
like, what? How did they do that? They just swept the carpet right underneath my feet. So I was like, holy shit. Okay. No problem, man.
Yeah.
No problem. I've been in worse situations than this. We're going to figure
Right.
this out. We're, we'll figure it out. It's going to be okay. Well, it wasn't okay.
Yep.
We had
Yep.
30 days to vacate. They sold the property.
Which isn't much time.
Sold the place.
Wow.
So we really had nowhere to go. We
That's
we
scary.
had I had a work van and a personal vehicle. So we lived in a hotel
Wow.
and we lived in a vehicle for about 5
Wow.
months.
Oh wow, 5 months? Oh my
Yeah, so it was
gosh.
pretty horrible
That's a
with
long
the
time.
kids. Now, if I was just me and my lady, sure, whatever, we're gonna have to beat around the bush for a bit,
Right.
figure it
Right.
out. But this what was hard, where I had kids, and at the same time, school just started, and so now I'm trying to
Oh.
get them to school. Living from hotel to some friends' homes once in a while. But it was rough. It was really rough. And
Yeah, I
paycheck
bet.
to
I bet.
paycheck now after that, because a lot of the money was going to the hotels, a lot of food and
Yeah.
gas because we'll drive around most of the time to try to
Sure.
figure it out, man. It was really crazy because I was like, how did I get in this situation, right?
Yep. Yep. Yeah, sometimes you just life puts you in those
Oh,
situations. I mean, and very quickly. And then, oh my
man.
gosh,
So, I mean, I'm glad I got the house.
you were leveling up.
Well, yeah, right. So, I mean, the only thing that really kept me going was my mindset, really, now. And then sitting there praying
Yeah.
every day. Okay, I'm going to get a plan. Don't worry,
Yeah.
don't worry. And I can't lose my job because that's the income that we got coming in right now. Because my lady
Right.
was a stay-at-home wife taking care of the kids. So she
Okay.
did work,
Okay.
She hasn't worked in, 15 years. So I was like, sweet,
Okay.
things were good. But boom, we hit really rock bottom, just like
You never
that
know.
overnight. So this is when things
Wow.
really started really switching up onto me about a 9 to 5. You can get replaced
Okay.
real quick, right? You can get hired and then get replaced if you work there 20 years if you want. You know what I mean? And it's kind of sad that
Yeah,
way
I do.
because you put in all those years and that hard work with the company. Um, hopefully no.
Yep.
Hopefully you got a good boss. I don't know. Um,
But it's today's world. Yeah, you're very replaceable at the, you never know. I mean, you may go in and it's like, oh, we don't need you
it's
anymore. And
horrible.
it is. It's just, it's tough. It's very tough to live the traditional, kind of like we've all been, at least that's where I was raised, the traditional way of making a living. Because especially now coming with Chat GPT and AI and all those
Oh,
things, I mean, there's going to be so many more people that are going to go in and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, we don't need you," and
yeah.
and a lot of people talk about negativity. I mean, and I can understand that. Talk about being blindsided. I mean, if you've worked for this company for 20 years, and I mean, what there's going to be so much more need, I think, for positivity, and that's what I tell people. It's like that stuff could probably take your job away, but it can't take
That's
you away. You are you, your personality, who you are. I hope they never can take that away from us. But just kind of like you were talking earlier, we look down on so much. Well, we look at ourselves so badly when we fail, and I would think in the 21st century where we're at that would be something that wouldn't be so looked down on. But I see kids that are getting ready to graduate and they're still doing the same thing I did when I graduated, and we haven't moved along a lot on that I believe. So why do you believe we still do that with failure being such a? I mean, it is part of the process, and like you said, you know what to do next time because you know what didn't work. So
true though. It's powerful though. That's powerful words right there, Mark. Yeah, it's kind of sad because I think it's just the way society's changing and the way our school systems. It's not. I mean, it's not 100% their fault, but I think there's things that got to be changed in that system there because we're just so. I mean, brought up to get a good grade and you go to college and college is not for all of
yeah,
us. Some people do good without college and they're smart without all
amen.
that
Yes.
degrees and stuff like that, and spending tons of money
Yep.
in college funds, and then be in debt for half of their life. I mean,
Uh,
I don't. I'm,
big debt.
some of those people
Yeah.
make it, but then they work these mad hours. They get that bulo check, but now they're missing out on what's really that's important out there too from working those many hours. I mean, it's a
They
give and
are.
take. I mean, you can get a good
Yeah.
career that you love it, and it's not going to probably feel like a job, which that's a bonus. Um,
Yeah, it
but you
is.
got to start somewhere. A job is the beginning step of stone to get financial, and be stable out there. Like they say, you work hard at your job, you can be wealthy, right? Well, if you work hard at
Yeah,
your
you can.
job, you
Yeah.
can be financial stable and rich and so forth, etc., and all that good stuff. So it's really true when you have something nobody can
Yep.
take and replace, and then bring that to the table.
You can. Yeah, and it's just but that I think that's another I talked to a lot of people and it is I don't mind putting who I am out there, but a lot of people it's just like I could never do that. And it's just like what do you
Yeah,
care? And but we still do put so much credence in what people care. And it's just like it's free. It's really free. We just get to be who you are. It's so awesome. It's a
it really
win-win.
is. When you start
Um,
to realize
and
that
it's
and
just,
have a different perception of your mindset, you're like, you start to sit back and
yep.
don't really talk as much. You kind of start to observe.
Yeah, which is so cool. Yeah, it is. It is. It's an awesome
It really
mindset.
is. I
And,
tell my students all the time,
and,
hey, you're a student every day, man. You're learning every day. I don't care what age you
oh
are,
yeah,
you're always learning every day. Just take care of your
you
body
are.
and always be kind, but you're always a student.
Yep.
You're always learning.
You are. And that's one thing that I find still, it's like these people got out of school, college, whatever it was, high school, and they basically don't think they have to ever learn anything again. It's like, that's
Hey,
completely, it's the opposite. You do have to, because life keeps
hey,
teaching you.
talking about me now? That's how I was in high school. Oh, I'll be good. I'm not gonna need to know.
Really, you were that way. Okay. I wouldn't guess you would have been
I
that
know,
way.
right? I mean, but
So,
it takes a lot, when you get older and go through these trials and errors in life, and really
Yeah.
believe in yourself, which I can see all day in your life, that you have amazing stories and amazing life. And this is another thing I wanted to jump on with you. I just feel honored and grateful to have a conversation
Oh,
with you,
thank
Mark.
you.
But it's just weird because when you're young, you just don't think about all that stuff.
You do
Popularity, or
not.
hey, who's got what? Back in the day, it was like, hey, what kind of Nintendo games you got?
Yeah,
I'm coming to your
exactly.
house.
No. I mean, yeah, when you're young, we think you're
Oh,
gonna live forever, and that old saying is like, well, I'll sleep when I die, and it's like, yeah, you might die sooner, more quickly if you don't get some sleep. But no, it's interesting how life has a way of getting to. I believe everybody's got their journey. I think some people avoid it. I think they maybe deep down know.
yeah.
Um, I usually ask people because usually when you're a kid, you kind of know what you want to do. All the dreams that you had. So what did you have when you were a kid? What did you want to
It
do?
was like a firefighter and an actor, and
Oh,
so
cool.
at first I was in little league football, so I thought maybe I was going to get the NFL
Okay.
one day, but
I love it.
I stopped growing, and these dudes just kept on growing.
Kept on like that.
Yeah,
Okay. So maybe
I'm
not.
130 pounds soaking wet. This ain't gonna work.
nah, probably not well. Oh no, that
So
is. You just
that was a
never know what. But
impression I wanted to do though.
no, and that's another thing. When I ask people, a lot of them remember that, but it's like, so why did you? Most of the people, it seems like I ask, when they're where they don't do their dreams, because
Yeah,
most people don't. Most people are living their
that's
fears, not
right.
their dreams, and most of them want to be responsible. They wanted to do the responsible thing, and it's like, maybe 20, 30, whatever, more years than that, maybe it was more what you had to do. But today it doesn't have to be that
No,
way. And I think you and I, with the mission we're on, get more and more people that are,
that's
realizing
right.
their dreams and stuff like that. And so, what would you tell a high school student, and that's getting ready to go to college? Um, I've got a few of them that I know they're graduating, and they're kind of going the traditional route. What would you tell them? What would be your advice? That they're just getting out of high school that you wish you knew when you got out of
That's a
high
good
school.
one because I always tell myself if I saw my 18-year-old self, but I only had like 1 minute to talk to my old self, what would I say?
Right. Right.
I would tell them, don't look at 10 years, don't look at 20 years, what you're going to be. Look what you're going to be in the next
Yeah.
6 months. What are you going to do in 5 months?
Oh wow,
What
cool. Okay.
is that? What you're going to see yourself do for the rest of your life? Is that something that you're passionate about, or is that something that you think is going to die? Because eventually, when you get older, you start to get a little more interested in certain things. You start to see that,
Right. Right.
and then you start hey, maybe that's not really for me. And you just spent all that, what I mean, effort and time, energy on something
Yep.
that just didn't really work out for you.
Yeah.
So I would
Yeah.
say keep your options open, because you learn every
Good
day.
advice.
Like I said, you're a student every day, and if you stop learning,
You
that's
are.
what you're gonna do the rest of your life. You know that
Yep.
saying, surround yourself with 6 people that are successful, you'll be the seventh, right?
Yep.
So
Yep. Makes a huge difference. Yeah, proximity makes a big difference. That's for sure. Get in the room, find whoever's doing something that you're doing, and that's why I don't know if you go to things like I've been in like things in Vegas, where the people, and I like to listen to the speakers, but a lot of times I love listening to the people that are in the audience, with me because they're
that
like minded,
you're getting the
and
energy right there.
yeah,
Audience,
it's so cool.
it
It is
is.
so cool. And I always tell people, and it's like, well, it costs a lot of money, to go to Vegas or wherever. It's like, no, it's pretty reasonable because just think of the education you're getting, that way. It's talking about a win-win, and that's how I actually got to this point too. Is because of the people I met in Vegas, through these conferences that I've gone to. And have you ever put a
So I
conference on?
haven't done one yet, but I've been asked to whatnot for
Okay.
openings and whatnot for some high school
Yeah.
and actually a couple out there in Vegas for a couple. I would say a couple of Philly marketing systems I was doing, and I was one of the top.
Okay.
So they wanted me to do a couple of openings, but I was nervous. I
Cool.
was like, no, screw this.
I can
I don't know
understand
what's
that. I would
going on
be
here.
too. Uh, It's like I don't know what would come out of my mouth if I had to do
Yeah, I didn't
that.
really do all that, but I had to
Uh,
fly out there myself, and at the time I just couldn't do it. But yeah, no, I've done a couple conferences with Tony Robinson and Dean.
oh,
Yeah,
cool.
but I just did the virtual ones where I paid like a couple $100, where I had the VIP, which is really wow. You gain so much off those calls and
You do.
whatnot, and
You
you can just sit there and write a whole book what they're telling you. So
You can. Yeah, that's another thing. That's why another reason why you don't really go to college. You can between going to that, YouTube, there's so many resources now where you can gain the knowledge you need.
yeah, a
So,
lot of courses.
but you haven't.
A lot,
So,
I'm in
but
the process actually right now setting up a course right now. That way I can just have
cool.
my own course out there. That way it's me, it has my name on there and it's printed, ready to go. Because there's tons of courses out there, and I think some of it false leading
Yep.
people and high hopes. You're going to make all this money, but hey, man, you still got to put in some work and some time, you know,
You
and
do.
where it's hard for people.
Yeah, it is. And then a lot of times those courses like you're going to make this much money by the end of this week. It's just like not going to happen. So it is a process.
They'll
And
follow this and you'll make a lot of money. But hey, check the link in my bio, and this is what I like the most. Like, why don't you just show me that at the
yeah,
beginning?
yeah. Yeah. So okay, so you brought up affiliate marketing. So you must be really into
Yeah, so
affiliate
affiliate
marketing.
marketing, that's another step. That's when I was homeless, right, living in the car, whatnot, before I got my house, I started realizing, hey, I can, instead of working for somebody else, I can find other ways to make, income. What am
Right,
I doing?
right.
I'm a smart guy. So
Yep.
I was doing a lot of
Right.
side jobs before I started thinking that way. But then I was like, why not just do it at my house with this technology? There's a computer, Facebook, why
Exactly.
not? And before I started this
Yep.
Facebook, I actually got into this affiliate marketing. It was actually an MLM, and I didn't really know about it.
Oh, really?
Right? I made a couple
Okay.
bucks, but they changed the
Good.
commissions, yada yada. So that's when I got out of it. But it
That's too bad.
piqued my interest to other, systems and affiliate marketing products and whatnot.
Sure.
So no, that's what I do. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I do that on the side, little side hustle, which does wonders. It shows you how you can make money online.
Okay.
Very basic, simple, easy peasy. But again, a lot of people look
Which
at it
is
like, oh, it could be a scam or, it could be, you know,
yeah. And and that's a shame that it's got to be that way because everything can
that's
actually
right.
be a scam. You just got to have the faith that it's going to go forward, and it is too bad. I know there's scammers out there, but I would think that the majority are not. And what do you? I mean, people are especially ones that have lost their job or in this economy, with everything changing. I would think that would be great for somebody to be a bridge over to maybe what they're going to do next, or maybe make a full time of it.
Really can.
So is that your class? Is that the course you're coming up with? Is
It's going to be
affiliate
affiliate
marketing?
marketing with the mindset on top of that, because when I got into it, I thought it was bullshit. Yeah, whatever. But spend a couple bucks and see what let's just give it a
Sure.
shot. What do I got to lose? You know what I mean? So I did it, and what I was learning, I was like, wow, this is not too bad. This could replace my nine to
Right.
five. I really
Yeah. Yeah.
shit. Okay,
No.
I don't got anything else. I can do it all right here. So that I started learning more about the
Yeah.
platforms and different social media platforms, and just trying to get out there slowly where it doesn't look like where I'm spamming people or trying to
Yeah.
sell people
Yeah.
things. More like give value. If somebody knocks on the door, then great,
Amen.
I'll be there and support them
Yes.
and give them all the information that I know. But yeah, that's going to be the course. Yeah, it's going to be
Okay.
mindset
That
and,
is
and
cool.
leadership, obviously, and of course affiliate marketing, how to get into it in the process.
Very, very cool. So you're not going to be one of those messenger people that I get friended and the messenger just goes off right away and starts selling to me immediately. It's like you do not know how to do it.
Oh, oh,
It's just like I'm amazed anybody gets any
it
results
was
from
bad.
that.
That's
But
and then I had to
uh,
start that way. I didn't know. I had bad mentorship, so you just started sending that link everywhere. Hey, look, bye.
well, you don't know what you don't know. So, and that's what you knew at the time. So,
Very poor
no,
marketing.
I just
Very poor
uh,
marketing.
so okay. The leadership and mindset. How do you teach
So
that then?
basically, like what we're doing right here, but like on Messenger. So I have this little group. seeing
Oh,
success,
really?
that successful group that's
Okay.
in there, I'll just send that, and then usually people will private message me, and that's when we'll go in depth on what they're trying to, I don't know, maybe help them with maybe their mindset or be a little more motivated in the morning, or you know, that way we'll do a private call though. But that way I'll go down, like, what do
Okay.
I do
Makes
in the
sense.
mornings, or what do I do when I come into situations, um, like, you know,
Sure. Sure.
be
That makes
negative where you
sense.
can come out of negative and be more positive out of certain situations. But yeah, that's how I kind of do that. And obviously, I just post, on social media. So mostly private
Okay.
messages,
That
man.
is
Yeah, I just get
that.
private messages and emails, and I just follow up. So
Okay, cool. That is very cool. I like that. I did not know you were doing that. So that is very so. Okay, so what's next? What's your dream for this to evolve into?
so on this, where I want this to go is basically show. I mean, we have the tools now, like you were saying earlier, with the, chat and GPT. This guy.
Right, right.
Well, I mean, even if you get to a certain age, this is our age, doesn't matter. I always break it down. Okay, you lived 10 years, that was your 10-year bracket. Now you're in the 10 to 20 year,
Yep.
that was your 10 to 20 year bracket, 30 to 40 bracket. I'm 40, so now I just count the 40 to 50. Just focus here. All
Sure.
right. Don't focus any more than that. And that
Yep.
goes with the same thing with the circle. A lot of people want to focus on millions of people, but just focus on the little circle first, and then they'll branch out.
Okay.
So for me, like I said with the course, I want to have a course where people are not going to waste their time on YouTube, because that's what I did. And I want to make sure you point them in the right direction without
Mm,
false hope. So that's what I want to have. And
yeah,
what I gain
that's
out of it, I want to make
awesome.
sure I can teach the children. I think the kids is a really big thing. That's our future. And we can have
So do I.
programs out
Yep.
there.
Exactly.
In California, it was really cool. They had these programs. So after school, you can stay at these programs, and they'll have like a teacher or PTO lady or somebody out there kind of being involved with these kids. But it was awesome because they were
Right.
educating these kids the right and wrongs and a better mindset and how to be a better leader, no matter what age group you were in.
Cool.
So it was like, why don't we have
Awesome.
more of that?
Exactly. Why don't we have more of that in this country and probably the
So
world?
that's where I want to get at it. I
Um,
want to help the kids, man. The kids are the future. And
they
you give
are.
them the
They
right
really are.
tools,
And
they can be the best bosses, the best presidents, instead of all this other, you know.
this other, I know what you, I know the words you were going to say there. Yeah. So,
Man, it's
no,
wild, man. It's just wild.
no, it is wild. And that's another thing. I hear so many people. It's like this younger generation doesn't want to work. They don't. They're just lazy. And it's like, no, they're not. They're awesome. I mean, I think they know maybe more, got going more, than most people. They're way
That's
ahead of
right.
where I was
The
at that
technology's
age.
right in their hands.
And but yeah, it's just it's like don't discount them. And because I mean, you might if you're looking for them, you will find
That's
that
right.
kind of person. But that kind of person has existed
That's
in
right,
every
though.
generation. It's
Well,
not just in
well,
that not now at all.
parenting.
So
It's
so
the parenting, man. It, it, that,
it is.
hey,
It
my ass
definitely
got
is.
whipped.
Um,
You're getting the best.
so did mine. No, and I knew it. Yeah, there was no doubt when that was going to happen. So my sister and I both knew that. So no. So okay, are your kids entrepreneurial?
So my son is my daughter. And she's an artist right now, and she's only 16. So she
Cool.
plans on going to art school and all that good stuff. And then my son, he wants to be an engineer, but he right now he's
Oh
been talking
wow,
about like opening his own little lemonade stand, his own little food stand out
that's
there with his
awesome.
buddy, and I'm like,
I
so
think
there
that's
you go,
really cool.
yeah, go do it. The sky's the limit if you want it. Do whatever you want.
It is. It is. Everything's possible. Like everybody's like, you just have to believe, and you really do. And that's another thing. It's like, well, I'm going to become this, when I get to whatever this age. And it's like, no, you have to. It's the other way around. You have to do the actions to become the person that you want to be. You have to do the actions that they do to
You really,
become that person.
you're
And you really do. It's just like not one day. It's just like, oh, I am that person now. It's like, nope, that isn't the way it works. It just does not work that way. Okay, I see you like to travel, and I believe travel is one of the
Hey,
best
you.
educations too.
I see
So
you
what are
travel,
some?
Mark. Yeah, you.
What's that? I love traveling. I'm going to travel in a
Dang,
couple weeks to New Orleans. So, and then at the end of
nice.
June, I'm going to Italy.
No
So
way. Hey, just pick
I
me a
am.
big,
Yep.
suitcase, man. I'll go with you. Help me out, man.
You are more than welcome to
I'm
come
telling you.
along. So yeah, we're 30 minutes outside of Naples, right on the Mediterranean Sea
That's
there.
awesome.
So I
That,
can't hardly wait. So where's some places that
yeah,
you like to travel
all
that you
over.
haven't?
That's the thing. I think that's what's more important about life. Be there with your family. Go spend those moments because that's what they're going to remember. They're not going to remember some toy that you gave
They
them.
will.
They're that's going to be gone eventually when they get older, anyways. Memories. The
Yeah,
best
it
memories I
will.
had was traveling with my parents from California to New York in a U-Haul truck. You know what I mean? Still remember
Okay, I can
today.
understand that.
Every
I can
stop
definitely
and the
understand that.
arguments and the laughters, the good and bad. It was a good time. It was great.
Exactly.
So yeah, travel,
No,
travel, travel.
that is
It's
it is. It is. I mean, I would love to travel. Well, for one thing, in Nebraska, I'm a frustrated beach bum because I'm always
oh
happy where there's a beach and palm trees. I back when we were down in Florida in January at Clearwater, I looked at even places to buy down there. I don't know if I'd like Florida in the summertime, but I sure like it in the wintertime. I mean, it's much better than we get here. Well, you know what it's like, and if you're in Salt Lake, you know what we have here too. We didn't get much snow this year, so I think you guys
we
took it
got
all before I got
yeah,
here.
we
So,
got
so, but so I see. Okay, I see you do taekwondo, and then you do.
jiu-jitsu.
I don't know what the other one is.
Yeah.
Is that what that is? So what is
So when
that
I was
exactly?
younger, my parents put me in karate in those two styles.
Okay,
So I was big time with Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee or past,
cool,
anyways.
right?
But I had their VHS tapes from their first tape all the way into the last tape. So it was cool, man. And then Van Damme came
It's
out,
cool.
and I started getting into Van Damme. Just because he was doing the
Uh
splits,
huh.
and I was like, I gotta do this
Exactly.
do the split.
Uh
So,
huh.
I started getting into martial arts for about a good 5, 6 years. A little younger before I got into Little
Okay,
League football. But yeah. I think it's a good deal for discipline and self respect and
I
development.
agree.
So it was fun.
A lot of
Got
things.
mad times.
So, and it said, okay, so, and you do
Yeah,
surfing then too? You
yeah.
probably don't
A
surf
little boogie
probably in Salt
boarding, a
Lake.
little surf. You know,
Did you? Okay,
so that was fun.
cool.
Until
No,
they moved and we moved to Utah.
so, do you get
We'll
to
go
see
on
the
a visit.
beach at
Yeah, I
all
still
very
got
often?
family out there. So I have family in
Okay,
California. I mean, from all the way to the Philippines. Between. So
cool.
yeah, we'll go out, take the
Very,
kids to
very cool.
Disneyland or go out for a couple of weeks, check out the family and some food. So
Okay, awesome. That is so awesome. So, well, I see. Okay,
and we
you're on
start.
TikTok. I see. So,
It's kind of time
so
consuming because you got to edit it, and it's not bad, but I mean it's crazy because TikTok's wild, man. That platform can change you.
yeah, it really is. I mean, it's just amazing how it's taken off. And then this thing where they're thinking that they're collecting all this information. It's like I would guess that's probably in every social. I would think it's not just TikTok. And so is it still legal in Utah?
It's
Evidently, it
fun.
must be still
Yeah,
because I
all
see
they
some of
really
these.
wanted was their little piece of the pie because TikTok killing it. So
Yeah.
they're just gonna manipulate it and scare people, and they just want a chunk. I think that's gonna be fine though. But I ask you, Mark, is this
I
connected
think
to
so
my
too.
Wi-Fi?
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Crazy.
So, but
Yeah, I think we'll be.
no. So, okay, do you have your own
So I just
YouTube
started that
channel?
actually just a couple weeks ago. So I do. I got two channels
Oh,
right
cool.
now, and they're kind of kicking off. But you just gotta keep putting content out there, reels,
You
shorts,
do.
and then you start getting these eyeballs on there. But I mean, you got so much you got to focus on. So what I do, I focus on a platform for a couple of days, and I put it away. Go to the next platform a couple of days, put that, move on.
Okay.
But when you have so much going on
That's a
like
good way to do
that,
it.
you try to figure out, okay, I just got to focus on one thing here. And so, I just need to put a little more out
You
there on
do.
YouTube, but I do got a YouTube. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That is cool. Okay. So do you do
So
public
yeah,
speaking
yeah,
then?
yeah. So I've been asked quite a few times. I've done a couple already, and it's awesome. It's way awesome. I
Awesome.
get more into it.
Yeah.
The trick is I just gotta call more of these corporations and these places will that allow that kind of where they do public speaking. I just gotta know what days are doing that, and it's kind of that's I think it's tricky to figure that out because it doesn't say too much on their websites or when you call these people, they don't really know. It's kind of one of those, call back in a week. We'll find out if we're having this. I got to get more
Okay.
into that though.
Okay.
I love doing public speaking.
I can see you'd be good. So, I mean, how did you get into the public speaking arena then? Just kind of, as you've been
So
going along,
absolutely, as I
or
started getting along, I started getting more confident. I started getting more like, okay, I understand what I'm doing. I understand
okay,
what I'm talking about, especially with the product. When I started realizing how you can just niche it down to a smaller part to explain it to small-minded people, I guess sometimes young with so
yeah,
much, you lose people. So started small,
I bet,
like these
yeah,
little conversations here. When I was doing customer service, I had to talk to people all day, every day, and so that's one thing where I kind of build a lot of my confidence too. Is I was practicing some
sure,
of my
sure,
work on some of my customers in the past, and then it grew from there. But
cool,
yeah, yeah, I love speaking, love sharing information in my mind and hearing other people's that.
awesome. I've never really done that that's the way the universe has taken me is to public speaking and everything like
Yeah.
that. Actually, working
Oh,
towards a TEDx talk, and that would be. Have you? Would you
I'll do
want
it
to do
to
a
the next. Let's
TEDx?
do it, Mark. Come on, man. Yeah,
Okay, let's
absolutely.
do it. Let's
You
hold
got to
each
push
other
yourself,
accountable
man. You
here.
don't push yourself.
So,
What are we doing?
you do for those days you don't
You
feel
got to push
motivated
yourself,
to do
man.
it,
That's right. So,
and that's
yeah.
another thing. People are like, you must feel like you want to do it all the time. It's like, oh no, there's days where
Yeah,
I don't want to do anything.
I just wake up natural
So,
with that. I just feel grateful. So anything can be a good outcome.
yeah,
That's what you got to look at. Even if you've never done it, just look at it like I'm going to learn something
you do.
anyways off of it. If I don't like it, I might like it anyways after I do it. So I mean,
Amen.
you're not going to lose anything. You're still going to. I tried it. I
No,
actually liked it. Just
yeah,
like food, right? You got to try it before you know.
it is. Yeah, these people that won't try new foods, it's like, how do you know that's not going to be your most favorite food? Just like you said with speaking, how do you know that? And as much as I like to speak on here and other places, they probably wouldn't get me off the stage. It's probably like, be done with him. So, but no, that's the way it's going. I mean, that's partly with this thing in Italy that it's going to be. It's 20 of us. Mission based, mission motivated entrepreneurs, and it's going to be interesting because there's just no problems in the world to solve. So, and I mean, it's just none at all. And I'm pumped to meet those people. I mean, it's just, and that talk about getting me out of my comfort zone is I've really never been out of the United States, so that will be very interesting. So, have you been out of the United? You've
No,
probably been out of the
no.
United States.
I've been trying to go to the Philippines,
Really, you
so
haven't?
that'll be my first place if I go
Okay.
anywhere out of the United States is the Philippines. So, yeah.
Cool. That'd be cool. So no, it's just that's another thing. It's just like listen to the universe. It kind of guides you, in and out, and I'm a firm believer in that. And so, do you meditate and do
So I
journaling
just
and
started
all
doing my
that?
journaling after I just basically like when you say like meditation, spirituality more, the third eye opening or the awakening, I call it.
Right,
Man, when
right.
that hit me with a ton of bricks of just complete clear light of what I'm
Me too.
going through, what I'm doing, what I need to do in my life. So absolutely, manifestation, meditation, yoga, any uplift you and
Yeah.
bring that energy up higher so you can attract that higher, well-being in their life, which you're attracting. Absolutely. That I would have known
Yep.
that when I was more
Yeah.
younger in
Me
school.
too.
Man, I tell you what. Uh,
It's been a different, yeah, everything had been different. So, but they don't teach you any of that things. Like you were saying earlier, the stuff that they teach in school is still so
it's way
outdated.
out.
I mean, if, at the very least, it's just like at the very, and the way they still teach, in the typical quote unquote classroom, it's just like that kind of thing. finance, the stuff that you would actually need to use to run a business or improve yourself. And in fact, I find that a lot of times the homeschool kids are way ahead,
True though.
of the public school. And I'm all for
Hey,
education. I don't ever want to knock that, but I just remember all the stuff that I had in school that I have. I mean, I had 2 years of algebra. I have never used algebra, and it's just like, I mean, I think writing is a good thing. It was all English, and I do believe reading is good. But we need to update these schools to the 21st
no,
century. So how are the schools where you're at? Are they better than
I
that?
don't know,
Or
man. Like the work my kids bring home, I'm like, what is this? What is
no,
teaching you?
really?
I don't
Okay.
even know this. I can't even help you. So I mean, some of the
Wow.
stuff I get it, and
No.
then some of the stuff I'm just like, wow. It's
Yeah.
way outdated, and definitely I think the systems definitely need to be a lot more better with security because these kids shouldn't be going to school and getting shot. Uh, Dad, I never had to worry
Exactly.
about that.
No. I, I didn't either. I mean, I never thought about that. And that's not a conducive environment to learn. I mean, when you're afraid that something might happen like that for student and teacher, or anybody in the public school system or school. I mean, so okay, why do you think this is kind of a? Why do you think we have the shootings now, as
Hey,
opposed to
one
when we
monkey
went to
sees one
school?
monkey, and monkey does. Right, so I think it's just kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, all right, whatever, and then it just kind of triggers the people that want to kind of do something crazy like that. Which gets me is like, man, they're
Mm-hmm.
kids, you know, and they're
God, yeah,
unarmed, man, just trying to learn. You were there before too.
yeah,
You
yeah. Just innocent kids.
know?
Yeah, they're innocent in a lot of ways. And do you think there's more mental illness and anxiety,
There's gonna be
or
a
there probably was
lot. I
that when
mean,
we went to
I mean,
school
it's gonna take
too?
a lot for a person to get triggered to probably do something like that. Which I'm not a doctor or a therapist, to probably thing, but
Right,
I
right.
mean, yeah, I mean, it pushes somebody so far, to do something like that. It's sad because at that time, now we know that person's ill
It
or
is.
sick or going through depression. And if they maybe have the right care, the right
Yep.
people there to probably see that before leads us that crazy.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah, it could be a lot of different things, but it's just sad
Yeah.
because if we have maybe a better security, which is sad because we shouldn't really have a security at a school like that, but
Shouldn't have to.
hey,
Yeah.
maybe
It's
the
too bad we
teachers
have
need to
to.
have a handgun or maybe have a little better lockdown system on these doors. I don't know. It's
Yeah, I'm surprised actually they don't on that. That should have been after. I mean, there's been enough shootings. I'm
absolutely
surprised it hasn't happened
a long time, and it just keep
before
it's
this.
getting bigger and bigger. But yeah,
And
I think they just need to focus more, on that if they're going to go that route with these guns and not change the gun laws and whatnot. I get it's our rights, but
yeah,
we got to figure something out in those school systems if we're going to, go that route with anything with
yeah,
security or to help these kids to have a better education without warning.
yeah, yeah. It does. I think it. I think it wears on a person, kids or adults. Where if you're at the wrong place at the wrong time, you may be, one that is in the
It's
line of fire,
yeah.
literally. And I just I wish we had more for mental illness for everybody, because I have so many. Suicide is something that cause I support very much. With the suicide helpline and Jed, I should say. And
Wow.
it's just because, well, for one thing, when suicide, it doesn't, you don't get rid of the pain, it just transfers it. But and all those kids, all those adults that are gunned down, all of the good that they could have potentially done in the world. I mean, it's just I hate that. I mean, talk about the positivity lost there, because they may have been somebody, who knows, cured cancer, who knows what they would have done. I just I'm glad I went to school when I did. I'm very glad that I did,
Crazy now.
because I
It's sad.
never thought of
It's
that.
crazy.
Yeah, things have gotten. It
Yeah.
is very, very much. So do your kids worry
So
about that?
yeah,
Do they
so
go to
they were in
public
a
school
private
now?
school for a
Evidently.
minute,
So
and then we pulled them out this year just because the
okay,
school system that they were going to it was just going to crap. So we're like, you know what? And they weren't liking it. They weren't
oh,
motivated. They were like, just I don't want to go today. We're just like, well, we can't have this. So we and now they love these
right, right.
public schools, but I mean, the school
Okay.
system that they're teaching is completely different from what they're learning in this private school. So, uh, but yeah,
Wow,
my
that's
other daughter, she
interesting.
goes to high school, and before they go in, they check all the bags, and they pat them down. They have a metal detector. Just
Wow.
I think last year there was a shooting there, and two kids got shot and died. And so now they have this whole crazy
Wow.
security system before they go
Sad.
in. But yeah, they got to worry about it. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel after I was, had been exposed to somebody being shot that I knew, or right there in the school I was at. I mean, it would definitely
Oh
talk
yeah.
about changing your mindset. I mean, it would just definitely not be on that. So I don't know. Today's world. I mean, it's just I always
Wow.
think about that in public too, like we're talking.
Wow.
But so okay. So Philip, what else are you
Living.
up to? Because I bet you're up to a lot
Yeah,
more
just
things
living
too.
here. I got my next ebook coming out, so I'm working on that. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I
Cool.
sent a little information on that with you the other day. Uh, yeah, I just finished up a little on that.
Yep.
It's got to get it published, so I'm pretty stoked on that. Summer's coming. When it comes to Utah, hopefully we're gonna do some, some traveling. So yeah, either that, I keep half of
Cool.
the eggs in the basket, and the rest I can't tell you, Mark.
I can understand that. I could definitely gotta. Yeah. So okay, Utah. Where you're at? I've never been to Utah. So what is the terrain
So
like?
yeah, mountains
Mountainous,
everywhere. It's
evidently.
really nice. It's really outdoory, for sure. Outdoors everywhere. You got the Great Salt Lake, which
Okay.
sometimes during the summer when it rains or if it's really windy, it'll bring in this really strong wind, and the wind comes with this really bad stench, man. Like rotten egg,
Oh, yeah.
really
Oh, really?
bad.
That is
So,
bad.
but yeah, I mean, you got mountains everywhere. So a lot of camping, a lot of lakes. So obviously there's a lot of snow.
So
I,
do you do camping and
Yeah,
doing all that
absolutely.
hiking and
Love
stuff
it.
like that?
Yeah, if we can get out there hopefully soon. But they were saying there's going to be no camping in some of these spots that we go to until maybe late July or end of July. So half of the summer is already.
Wow. That's
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 right.
gonna be a very
A
short
little more
season
maybe
before you
this year.
start. Because I. Mm. Oh, one thing. Everything. I mean, should be green, I guess, and where there would be
Well,
stuff
it
with that
doesn't.
much
I mean,
moisture. But
yesterday, it snowed and rained and snowed and rained. Sun came out and snowed, rain. So it's bipolar.
wow. So you're still getting snow. Oh my gosh. I'm glad we haven't been doing that right here. So have you ever been to
When I was
Nebraska?
young, yeah, when we were traveling from California to New York, we stopped in Nebraska, and we actually broke down in
Ah,
Nebraska.
did you? Okay. Oh, of all places. So you're probably on I-80 there, probably Interstate
And we had
80,
to
I
wait
bet.
2 days on the side of the
So
road for a tow
no,
truck to get us out.
lucky you.
Yeah.
So did you see a lot of corn? Yeah, everybody's like, you got a lot of corn in cattle too, but there are other places that are not that. I mean, Nebraska does vary quite a bit, but everybody's like, why do you live there? It's like, that's an all right place. But I mean, I have, well, last night we had a whole bunch of deer here,
Uh,
had 52 turkeys, got a lot of wildlife.
yeah, I see.
So it's pretty awesome. And I can fly out of here
Yeah, you
pretty
got some
quick
good
too.
shots.
Were
I
you
see
going to
on
say,
your
Philip?
Facebook profile. I'm like, man, you got some shots, man.
Oh, they would probably
Yeah.
come in the house if I opened the door. So, in fact, the two deer were up on the step last
Hell
night.
yeah.
It's like, no, you can't
Wrong
come in.
house.
So they're pets. Yeah, I can't imagine what they do when they come in. So it's like, okay, we're gonna raid the fridge
Yeah.
here, something like that. But so people on your ebook, you'll just have that out.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead
Where
and
can
give
people
you a free
find your
copy.
ebook?
Obviously, I'm not gonna charge nobody on the ebook. It's gonna be obviously free. Um, right on top of that, I'm gonna have a sequel
Cool.
2 coming out right behind that. That's what I'm working right now. That's almost finished, and that one will be charged. But yeah, the
Awesome.
first one you'll copy for sure. But yeah, it's just gonna talk
Okay.
about just the just I guess a good portion about how to get to start it. Where to start the mindset, where to go when you start to get that mindset, and what to do. You know,
Right.
like what do I do? No, you
Right.
already know
Right.
what to do. It's
Yep.
you
You
know.
do. Yes.
But yeah, you'll definitely get a copy of that. So it's gonna be awesome, and then we'll talk about like the startup of like,
Awesome.
affiliate marketing and whatnot. But yeah, where to begin, man? That's
Okay.
gotta start.
It is because most people don't think they know where to begin, and a confused mind does nothing. You know, they have the best of intentions, but they don't start. And you got to
That's
start. You just got to. And it's like, well, I won't know. And it's like, you won't know until you go through it. And then you'll find out all that much more you don't know.
true, man.
Um, so, okay, you do
So yeah,
private
if I get
coaching.
hit up on email, whatnot, yeah, I do private coaching for sure because usually, that
Okay.
person will
So,
reach out and just be completely stuck, especially if they signed up under the business or something like that. And I like to give them a good hour call and make sure I'm the right way, so they know I'm not
okay.
just selling them a course or
Sure.
selling them some product and then take money and run.
Yeah.
No
Think
way,
you're a good
because
fit.
I would like to work with this person for a long time, and comes my way, I like to give them some
Amen.
more
Yeah. I
information to
mean,
help them out just where I'm at. I had bad mentors that just sold me
yeah.
a course and then that was it. And you're just kind of like, okay, what do I do? What do I
Exactly. I've been there too. I have been there, and it's like I don't know what to do. I mean, yeah, they give you this stuff, and I usually try and then usually give up. So yeah, exactly. It's just exactly like that. I know you've been there then. So no, that is cool. I mean, so okay, and I will put the links in the show
Oh, right
notes
on.
everywhere. That I mean,
Yeah,
Instagram,
right
everything
on.
on that. So Philip, anything else you want to tell
I
the
love you
guests today
guys.
on the
Hey, keep a good
podcast?
mindset. Life is awesome.
Ah,
Life is
awesome.
just
That is
beautiful.
so
Have that
cool.
mindset. Gotta have that mindset. Start there, and
Yeah,
everything else
it
just
is.
kind of starts to grow. So I mean, when they say, "Well, you gotta plant the seed. Plant
It
that
does.
seed now, and watch it grow."
Yep. You do. You have to plant the seed, and just like a seed, you don't get the results right away. You know, you have to wait for it to. It's a
You
process.
really
It's definitely a
the
growing
process
process.
every day.
So, and then we talked about. I was going to bring up that you thought maybe you might do a podcast in
That's
the
right.
future
Yeah,
sometime.
yeah.
So, so do
I
you
don't
have a
know
name for
yet.
your podcast?
What am I? I have no idea. I thought about it. I don't know. What of it?
Let
My name? I don't know. Yeah. I,
let the universe kind
that's
of
it.
tell you.
Yeah, I definitely
So
want to get that
just kind
going. I
of.
think that would be an awesome gig. I love speaking. So
I think so too. I think you would be awesome. I know you would. It would be awesome. So just with your vibe, which is epic, you would be. It would be one that I would definitely listen
hey,
to
you're
every
the
time you
man.
were on with your
You'll be my first
podcast. I think
guest.
that would be. It would be very much so. So Philip, if I want to do
Yeah,
a
let's do a
follow up
follow up. I
podcast
was
with
just
me
gonna ask you.
sometime.
Let's do another follow up. I love speaking to you. I love the vibe. It's amazing talking to you, Mark. You're an
Thank you.
amazing guy. So I wish you the
Thank you.
always more
You are
success
too.
to you and more abundance, health, and wealth for you.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate that so much, Philip, and I'm just so glad that I'm
me,
really glad
me
you did
too.
this with me, man. You're so awesome, and I look forward to
Me too, man.
everything. It's so so on that. I will let you go. We'll end the podcast.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you for joining us, and look forward to, like I said, everything. And
You too,
take
Mark.
care. Have
Thank
a
you
good
very
rest of your
much.
day.
God bless you. Bye bye.
God bless you too. Bye.